We'll use a sample pets2 application with two resource functions in this video to move forward with test execution capabilities. We already have one test function defined, that is to add pet details to the pet inventory. Now let's write another test case to get the pet details. In this case, using the pet2 client, we send a GET request for the pet resource function. Let's pass the pet ID that we added previously. In this case, we are expecting a status code of status OK. And as the response message, we'll receive the pet details. Before we actually go ahead and execute these two test cases, we need to make sure that the get pet details test runs after the add new pet test details. For that, we can use the depends on attribute of the test configuration and define what the test depends on. Now let's execute these test cases. We can see how to execute test cases with code coverage. For that, we need to pass the code coverage flag and also the test report flag to generate a test report with code coverage information. The tests have passed, and let's look at the test report that gets generated. We can notice a code coverage of 83 plus, and we can also look at the syntax highlighting of what code is covered and what code is not. In this case, we can notice that we have only covered the happy part. So we need to write test cases to cover these other cases as well to achieve 100% coverage. Let's go ahead and add few more test cases for that missing scenarios as well. Let's try to get a non-existent pet record from the pet store. In this case, we are also calling the get resource, and we'll also assert the response. When we try to retrieve a non-existent pet detail, then the expected status code is not found. Next, we'll also assert the returned response message. In order to make sure that the get non-existent pet details before we add the new pet details, we need to add a depends on the get non-existent pet details to the add new pet test. Next, let's add another test case to add an already existing pet to the pets2. We'll do another post request with the same pet details. In this case, the expectation is to receive a status code of method not allowed. We need to assert the expected response message as well. In order to make sure the test execution order, we need to add a depends on attribute to the add existent pet test as well. Now let's execute these test cases again with code coverage and also test reporting enabled. If we look at the generated test report now, we can notice that we have achieved the code coverage of 100%. The source file also highlights that all the affected lines are covered by test cases. In this video, we discuss about test execution in detail by first seeing how to ensure test execution order and then obtaining code coverage and reporting details for a sample application. In this video, we discuss about test execution in detail by first seeing how to ensure test execution order and then obtaining code coverage and reporting details for a sample application.